Made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 59. Hunter Keister back with.
Okay, Mac, let's go.
And we are back. We are going to talk some Big Ten basketball as there were some games on this Wednesday night as Big Ten play did get kicked off on right around New Year's Day, January 1st. It pretty much kicked off for everybody. Michigan played Maryland and got the conference games going. So we'll talk about that. We will talk about the Harbaugh to NFL, the rumors, what we think will happen, how we think everything's going to play out with that. And then we will obviously also touch on Week 18, the final week in the NFL regular season. So, Kurt, let's get it started. So, we're going to start January 1st. Big Ten basketball. The conference games really get started and everything gets going out of the non-conference schedule. So, Ohio State starts off with a road win against Northwestern, 73-57. Maryland, Michigan is an 81-46 beatdown by Michigan. Kurt, we watched this game together. What did you think of this Michigan team and this really convincing win over a then 10-3 Maryland team?
I thought it was a big win, and it's nice to stack wins considering we lost 2 straight to North Carolina and Central Michigan, and that game Central Michigan was honestly really embarrassing. So it was really nice to get a win on Sunday and scoring 81 points. I mean, shoot, that's one of our highest points scored this year.
Yeah, Dickinson plays phenomenal. 13 of 16, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 assists.
And a big interconference win.
Yeah. Maryland plays well. Nobody really scores much with their leading scorer scoring 9 points. But Michigan gets a really good convincing win over Maryland to get everything kicked off. And Penn State played Iowa at home, and this was an 83-79 win for Penn State. Rutgers played Purdue January 2nd, and Rutgers gets the win over Purdue.
Yeah, undefeated.
65-64. I didn't know that happened. I literally didn't know that happened until just now.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if did Rutgers hit like a game winner or something? Pretty sure they hit a 3 right on the end. Wow. Rutgers stuns number 1 Purdue, and they can't hold on to that for too long. Tuesday, January 3rd, Michigan State hosts Nebraska, and they get a big 74-56 win. Wisconsin plays Minnesota, and it's a 63-60 win for Wisconsin over Minnesota. Tonight, Wednesday, January 4th, the game we just finished up watching, Michigan versus Penn State. Penn State coming off a big win. Close win over Iowa at home. They travel to Ann Arbor. Michigan gets a big win over Maryland after, sputtering a few times in a row. Howard having a blow up on the bench. Just a pretty bad look in the early going for Michigan, and they bounced back with 2 big wins. And this one was a 10-point win, 79-69 over Penn State. Kurt, what did you think of this game?
I thought the game was pretty back and forth, to be honest with you. Seemed like one team would go on a run, then the other one would go on a run. And towards the end, it got pretty dicey, but we were actually able to hit a couple of shots, hit our free throws, and essentially put it away. We shot the 3 pretty well the first half. We'd like to make our free throws more, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If we make some of our earlier free throws, this game doesn't get as close as it does.
Free throws are 68% for Michigan. They finished 17 of 25. So they missed 8 free throws. And down the stretch, where did they miss, Kurt? 5 in a row, was it?
Yeah.
Five in a row with under 4 minutes.
Like about 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes to play. They missed 5 free throws in a row. About 3 different guys missed 5 free throws, and Michigan really allowed Penn State to hang around until very, very late. Michigan made their free throws when it really mattered most down the huge stretch of the game, but in that 4-minute kind of offense, they were getting fouled a lot and missing a lot of free throws. The Michigan starters in this one really don't even shoot the ball too well. I mean, Buffkin puts in 14 points. He shoots 5 of 12. Doug McDaniel puts in 12 points. He puts in 5 of 11. Jed Howard puts in 14 points. He puts in 4 of 11. Dickinson shoots the best. 17 points, 6 of 10. And then 2 of 3 for 8 points for Terrence Williams. You'd like to see Joey Baker play a little better than 3 of 8 for 9 points. Shooting the ball, Michigan shoots 42% from 3 tonight, 8 of 19, and 68% from the field. And it was really just masked by a worse 9 of 28 for Penn State. They shot a lot of threes in this game.
Yeah.
Pickett, Funk, Lundy all played pretty well. Pickett has 26 points on 9 of 16. Lundy has 16 points on 5 of 11. He was 4 of 10 from 3. And Funk, 4 of 12 for 9 points, but 1 of 8 from 3. So if he makes some of those, Penn State's in a great position to win with Michigan missing all those free throws. Mm-hmm. Luckily for Michigan, they get a nice win. They improved to 9-5. They're 3-0 in the conference. So Kurt and I were talking, and Kurt mentioned that Michigan was number 1 in the conference. That would be why. It's because they have a perfect conference record.
For now. But overall, they definitely don't have the best record.
Yeah, they are 9-5. They definitely don't have the best record. And they have a huge matchup Saturday in East Lansing.
Ugh.
So that'll really show where this team is at after 2 really good games following a couple ugly losses. Northwestern Illinois are playing right now, and it's 9-5 Northwestern with 14 to play in the first. So, wanted to update you guys on the newest Big Ten basketball and where that sits as we enter the new year. Kurt, did you want to add anything to any of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think we got it.
Moving on, Kurt, I gotta hear, how much of the Harbaugh rumors have you really looked into or listened to or anything like that? Any of all, really?
To be honest with you, I've only seen them, but I haven't looked into them at all because every offseason this happens. Literally the past 6 years. You can look at it. You can look.
It's literally been every
year.
Yep.
Every off season.
Yep.
These ridiculous rumors come out. Of
every year, it just seems like it makes more and more sense, though. For him to finally do it.
I mean, it's such a clickbait thing to me at this point.
Right?
In my honest opinion, I don't think he's gonna leave. I just wish he'd shut the door out on it.
He needs to before it negatively
not let it impact recruiting
for the second straight year. Because, as I'm going to kind of go on my soapbox for a minute, Harbaugh killed the recruiting momentum last year letting this stuff drag out. And with reports of the Panthers owner talking to you and reports of Denver offering you somewhat of $20 million a season, these are rumors that you need to squash if they're not legitimate. Because, like I said, you will negatively impact recruiting for another year, and we just can't have that in the Big Ten, in the races we are right now, as we are getting close to entering that same realm of the Georgias, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio States of the college football world, with a couple playoff appearances now under our belt. Obviously, we don't have a win; need to work on that. But Harbaugh, man, I mean, he says, and then he comes out and says, I think I'll be at Michigan. Is that like I feel like that's almost like a backhanded answer, and I feel like that's going to make people angry. I think I'll be at Michigan next year. Like, he can't handle these situations any worse than he does. That's how I feel about it, at least.
I feel like most people are just overthinking it. But it is hard to deny, though, after what happened last offseason with the whole Minnesota job being...
Yeah, hearing that if he really got an offer, he would have taken it and he'd be there. It's just like, wow. So it's like, if he's getting almost $20 million a season, or he has some want to go to the Colts and try to rebuild them.
I mean, I could see him going back to the NFL one day. I just feel like with where we're at now, I don't think he can leave. There's no way.
Here's my argument. A 60-year-old Harbaugh who has been around college football now with Stanford, with Michigan almost now for a decade, right? Here's my argument. This guy has been around college football since the dawn of time, right? Since the beginning, basically. Goes to the NFL, whatever. Comes back as a coach. And now he's having to deal with all these changes to something that he grew up playing and building, you know what I mean? And now he's going through all this NIL change and having to constantly recruit your own players as well as the new guys coming out. And just the stress and pressure of that. At 60 years old, just about, is it time for Harbaugh to kind of go back into almost an easier role in the NFL?
If we won last Saturday, there wouldn't even be talks of any of this. That's all I'm going to say.
Not yet. It'd be a week later, and it'd be a whole lot worse. Because then it would be national championship winning coach Jim Harbaugh.
Well, then I could see him leaving because then he's done what he's been set out to do.
I guess that makes sense.
Like I'm saying, I could see him going back to NFL, say, after if we do win a natty. Then I could see it happening because that's what he came here to do. But I feel like the job is just, I feel like there's unfinished business.
Yeah.
I don't see him leaving. And this, I'm getting really sick of every offseason this being a thing. I'm tired of it.
Me too. But it'd be nice if they weren't to just, hey Harbaugh, or hey guys, I'm not taking any offers, I'm not fielding any offers, I'm committed to Michigan. You know how better I would feel right now if he would just come out and say that? Recruiting would be fine, everything would be fine, but no, he just gotta make everything antsy and just...
He leaves everything up in the air.
Yeah.
I just hate that this is even a thing.
Right.
I really do. Because it's every... You can literally look at the articles. It's literally every offseason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, if he really wanted to go back, I feel like he would have gone back by now. That's just my two cents on it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think I'm in the same boat of we've gotten this every year, and I'll kind of believe it when I see it. I do think, every year he's gotten closer, and I truly do believe, it never came out to be true or what have you, but I truly believe if he's offered that Vikings job, he takes it. Point blank period. I do not believe he was offered that Vikings job. I think that if he was, he takes it, and he leaves Michigan. Do I think that he leaves? No, but if the Denver Broncos really offered him $20 million a season, Michigan better get to restructuring.
Yeah, let him write the check.
That money that we just took away that he didn't really earn, yeah, give that shit back. He earned it now. Give it back. So, yeah, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't think it'll happen. I'll kind of believe it when I see it. Sounding more likely. That's not really the word I want to use because I don't think it's likely, but it sounds better, I guess, than it had before. So, who knows? I hope Harbaugh just come down and squashed it, but I think that'll do it. Kurt, did you want to jump into Week 18 NFL? Talk some of that?
Yeah. Let's hop into it.
First, Kurt, I would like to hear your thoughts on what happened Monday night.
Oh, man.
Damar Hamlin, in critical condition after collapsing on the field. 9 minutes of CPR was needed after cardiac arrest. and he has been in critical condition in the UC Medical Center.
Man,
what do you make of that? What do you think of? Because there was rumors that the NFL was trying to make these guys go back out and play. What do you make of that? What do you make of the whole situation?
In all my life of watching like sports, I've never seen something this serious. To be honest with you. Initially, I didn't know it was so serious. I kind of thought like maybe he got the wind knocked out of him. He just go to the sidelines. But every time they would come back from commercial break, it just looked worse. The next time he went on the screen, there was CPR being done, then the ambulance, then it just...
Everybody's in
The
tears.
players were
distraught. They're just
traumatized.
Yeah. That is... Especially... Oh, man. Oh, God. Whew.
So...
Shoot.
It only made sense to just end the game there.
Oh, yeah. At least Goodell's finally a good, decent human being. And I think it is sad how honestly sure everybody was that that the game was gonna get resumed. Everybody on social media and everything was like, oh, they're gonna end up resuming it because of how much of a business it is. And somebody almost died. And that's what you see, it just shows how heartless and everything the NFL
business and money oriented.
Right.
It was honestly, I didn't see the play at first. I saw the play, but I didn't see what happened to him. But then after I watched it, just seeing him get up after a routine tackle and then instantly collapsing. Honestly, I was just going to say it was pretty terrifying to see how he got back up after a routine tackle and collapsed to the ground instantly. It looked like he just lost all conscious. And he unfortunately had a heart attack. So, real scary to see. I didn't think I'd see anything worse than that Shazier injury, but that was worse.
Well, before we talk any more on NFL, I want to get Kurt's reaction. Andrel Anthony, one of Michigan's up-and-coming receivers, was going to be what should have been a vocal point in next year's offense, and he has now put on Twitter a little cover letter with the ending saying, I will be entering the transfer portal. So, Kurt, I need the reaction to this. As you're seeing it in real time, this is literally tweeted 3 minutes ago. I just was getting everything ready for the NFL stuff and popped on Twitter for a second, and this is what I read. So, we get the reaction right here, right now. This is a huge loss, though, from somebody that I expected to be a big part of Michigan's offense next year.
Yeah, considering what we saw of him last season, I definitely had higher hopes for Anthony this year. I felt like we didn't really throw the ball as much as we should have, and when we did, we didn't really even throw it to him. But when we did, he had a couple bad drops. So maybe he obviously with Ronnie Bell leaving next year, he probably was in line to get more playing time. I'm not sure why he would leave.
Yeah,
maybe he was unhappy with his playing time this year.
Right.
That's unfortunate, but such is life in this college game. I feel like these players are just...
It's the new norm, These guys can get NIL offers and more money quicker than you can imagine, and these guys are not afraid to leave on a dime if they can get more. Rightfully so. It's a business at the end of the day, and Andrel Anthony is entering the transfer portal, which is crazy because a lot of people had him as one of the potential breakout receivers for the Wolverines next year. So that is a huge loss. A quick glance through the Twitter comment on his post, a lot of the Iowa fans are already trying to say that he is headed there to join former Wolverines Cade McNamara and Eric All. So maybe Andrel Anthony would just team Cade. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, if he goes to Iowa, then for sure.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, but I just don't think we...
I would be shocked, though, if he's trying to leave and go to a better offense and he goes to Iowa.
Yeah,
That just wouldn't make
That doesn't make much sense.
That wouldn't make much sense.
Maybe he just wants somewhere to get NIL stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I saw good flashes from him, but I didn't see him really this year at all. I really didn't.
He had some last year, especially that Michigan State game he went off in the only loss. But since then, like Chris said, he saw minimal time. When he saw time, he didn't really get targets. And then when he finally would get targets near the end of the season, he dropped them. So, just sad case, didn't work out. And he's one of the trio out of Edwards and McCarthy that I really wanted to see take over and lead this Michigan team into the future. And best of luck to him, obviously. But that's a blow to the Michigan receiving room that graduates a couple receivers. So, Michigan's definitely got to make some noise there. We'll see what happens, but wanted to throw that into the podcast as it happened in real time. Let's get into the NFL Week 18 coverage. All right, Chiefs Raiders, Kurt, starting off with that Saturday, 4:30.
Yeah, no Thursday night games, so
Saturday
that's
night.
probably a good thing, honestly. Chiefs Raiders. Chiefs got to win this game to try to get that first seed. Raiders, this game doesn't really mean anything to them.
They
so
might as well just get the loss. give me the Chiefs by 13.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs to win this game and let's head into the playoffs.
26-10.
These teams want to play their best ball, so
26-10 Chiefs.
Saturday night game for the AFC South. Tennessee heading to Jacksonville. The Jags just beat them a few weeks ago. Titans have lost like 5 straight, I want to say. I'm going to go with the Jaguars here to win this game and win the division and play in their first playoff game in about five years. Joshua Dobbs is starting for Tennessee for what that is.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's trying to get healthier. I like the Jags here to keep rolling.
The Jags got a lot more to play for. They got the better team right now. Titans are pretty banged up. Yeah, I'll take the Jags. I'll take the Jags for sure.
Moving on to the Sunday game, starting off with 1 o'clock matchups. Tampa Bay heading to Atlanta. Tampa Bay won the division last week after defeating the Panthers. Atlanta with a close win over Arizona. I'm going to go with the Bucs here because they are playing their starters, and I think they need to, even though someone else might say otherwise. I feel like it'd be better for them to keep playing their starters and actually have another good game.
They need to try to get in some rhythm.
That's what I'm saying, get into a rhythm.
That offense.
I mean, outside of the one game last week, which was a complete outlier of the season, they haven't looked the best. So I think Brady, enters playoff mode, and I think they took it to Atlanta. So give me the Bucs.
Yeah, Bucs, Falcons. Falcons just need that higher draft pick, honestly. And the Buccaneers are going to get in the playoffs because of our NFC South.
Yeah.
But, I do agree. They should keep playing. Brady has not looked the best. That offense has not been in sync at all. And they need to keep trying to win and gain some type of momentum if they want to even make any type of noise in the playoffs. So,
they're going to be playing Dallas or Philadelphia round 1.
Yeah. So they need their offense to be at their A game. So, yeah, definitely for the starters, and I will take the Buccaneers.
Heading into the next game, New England Patriots at Buffalo. Big game for both teams. New England's trying to get in the 7th seed, while Buffalo is trying to get that 1 seed as well. Buffalo's favored by 7. New England comes off of a very close win over Miami last week. I think Buffalo is going to play for Damar, and I think they're going to get this win Sunday for sure. I like Buffalo here.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots need the win for the playoffs, but I just think that everything that happened to their teammate, I think they're going to rally around him and, pray for him for sure. Obviously, Damar Hamlin, we're all praying for him. but I think the Bills will rally around him and get a big win over the Patriots, and they look for that 1 seed.
Heading to the next game, this one's not as important, but whatever. Division game, Minnesota at Chicago. Both teams just got smoked. Minnesota got smoked by Green Bay. Chicago got smoked by Detroit. Pretty sure Justin Fields isn't playing for the Bears this Sunday, so yeah, give me Minnesota to win this game. And yeah, Chicago is just one of the worst teams, so give me Minnesota.
Yeah, Justin Fields is the only thing that gave that offense any life, and without him, I expect nothing. Give me the Vikings for sure.
Next game, Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati.
This is a big game.
Yeah, this would be, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is an important game for the division. But they still really haven't announced what's going to happen with the Monday night game, so I don't know. Anyways, this is an important game for the division, but I like the Bengals to beat the Ravens here. The Ravens offense just, with no Lamar, they just can't put up enough points to compete with the Bengals. As I think the Bengals head into the playoffs as the best AFC team, in my opinion, so I'm taking them to keep rolling.
Yeah, they're definitely top 2. Them and the Bills, I think you would say, or them and the Chiefs.
You can argue any of the 3, really.
Right. So, but I think that you look at Josh Allen, he had a lot of interceptions. Joe Burrow's playing really, really clean this season. They're definitely a favorite to come out of that AFC. But against the Ravens, I like them to take care of business. No Lamar Jackson. Huntley just, quite frankly, is not putting up points to compete with Burrow and Chase and Mixon in that offense. So, give me the Bengals.
Next game, Houston going to Indianapolis. Don't really have a whole lot to say about this one.
Oh, man.
The Colts got smashed by the Giants, and I don't even remember who Houston played, to be honest with you. I know Jeff Saturday is 1-6 since being a coach. Houston obviously is the worst team. Not a very exciting game. I'm gonna pick Houston though. Let's give it up for Houston. I don't know. I'm picking Houston. I don't know why. This game just there's no relevancy to this game.
He's picking Houston. I'm going Indianapolis. Texans aren't going to try to mess up this number 1 overall pick for themselves. So I think they're going to keep tanking for the draft.
All right, heading to the next game. New York Jets heading to Miami. The last time these two teams played was way earlier in the season, and the Jets smoked them like 40-10. Miami is down to their 3rd-string quarterback. I guess Bridgewater got hurt last week.
Yes, very early in the game.
I don't know if they're playing Zach Wilson or Mike White, but man, the Jets don't have much to play. They don't have much to play for here. They're already eliminated. The Dolphins need to win, and if they win, they get in. I am going to pick Miami to win this game. It's hard to trust the Jets right now. I know Miami's lost 5 straight, but
how much are they really going to care about this game as well? Last game of the season.
Both teams haven't looked the best, but maybe Tyreek will get a splash play or 2, or Jalen Waddle. I think they'll scrap by to win this game and get that 7 seed.
Fair enough. I also like the Dolphins. At this point, why win another game if you're the Jets? Lose, get a better draft position. Give me the Dolphins, even though they got the 3rd string. I think that offense is just too explosive to have Mike White and really some nobodies on that.
Maybe Sauce locks up. Maybe they
one guy, but then that they still got 2 or 3 more. So it's like, yeah.
Next game, Carolina heads to New Orleans. Carolina won the first matchup way earlier in the season. New Orleans comes off of back-to-back wins over Philly.
The Saints came in the playoffs, can they?
Oh no, they got eliminated last week when Green Bay won.
Okay.
Unfortunately, so Saints have won 2 straight. You know what? I like the Saints to beat Sam Darnold this week. So I think it'll be probably a low-scoring game, but I think the Saints will pull it off. Probably a 1-possession, 1-score kind of game.
Yeah, I like the Saints in a close one as well. Finish the season off 8-9, and look towards the future and hopefully getting a competent quarterback.
Maybe they'll get Hunter Hooker. I don't know. Next game, Cleveland heading to Pittsburgh for. This is pretty decent. This is a pretty decent big game.
Yeah.
Cleveland comes off of a win last week. I want to say over Washington. Yeah, pretty sure they won. Pittsburgh with a 3-game win streak as they look to try to get in. You know, I hope we don't get swept by Cleveland because then we get last in the division, so that would suck. So
Ooh.
I'm going to say that we win a low-scoring type of game, probably. I like Pittsburgh probably 17-14. I like a low-scoring game. Close game for sure, though. I'm a little bit worried about that run game Cleveland has. Even though it's looked the best, but let's see what Watson's got. I know it's hard to really see him, being superb yet, but we'll see.
Yep. I got the Browns to come.
Why am I not surprised?
Came in your trap, take over your trap. I think that Watson is able to lead the offense. I believe that the Browns offense will look better than what the Steelers will produce with whoever they have at quarterback. I have no faith in whoever they put out there.
You mean Pickett?
Oh, it's going to be Pickett?
It's been Pickett since.
I thought Mitch was playing a little bit.
No, the last time he played was the first Ravens game, like almost a month ago.
Oh.
And that's because Pickett got hurt.
Okay.
But no, Pickett's been in there.
It's
looked better, but we still can't score points.
I'll take Watson in that run game over Pickett and Najee being non-existent.
All right. Next game, start off with the 4 o'clock games. 4:25 Giants going to Philly. Giants have already clinched the 6th seed, so they're probably going to sit their starters, I would assume, which is kind of weird. I don't know. It's weird how each team's going about this, but whatever. Philadelphia needs to win this game to win the division and get the 1st seed because they've lost the last 2 games. I think Hurts needs to come back and play this week, and they need to find a way to win before they go to the playoffs. So, if Hurts is in, I'm taking the Eagles against the Giants' backups. So, give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, you said that the Giants starters aren't playing?
I'm 90% sure they're not going to play because they can't get a better seed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, give me the Eagles then. If the Giants are going to be playing their backups, give me the Eagles for sure.
Next game, Dallas going to Washington. This is it's kind of a weird situation for Dallas because they might have to keep their starters in if the Giants-Philadelphia game is even close, because if Philadelphia loses and Dallas wins, they get the 1st seed and win the division since they beat them the 2nd time.
Yeah, that's huge.
So, pretty interesting. That's kind of why they have a lot of these games that are relative to each other all at the same time. So, Carson Wentz is playing for Washington. So, that's all that needs to be said there. Dallas, I think, will be too much firepower for Washington to handle. So, yeah, I like Dallas to win and keep rolling.
Yeah, Dallas should win that easily over Carson Wentz. I cannot believe they're not playing Heineke. I think he deserves to be the guy in there playing right now. And they give it to Carson Wentz for no reason. He's not the future. Quit trying to make him the future.
Just stop. We know what he is, all right?
We've known what he is.
It's been 5 years.
Right.
Multiple teams.
He's not getting any different.
No.
Or younger.
Next game, Los Angeles Chargers at Denver. Again, this isn't really too relevant. Chargers already have a playoff spot clinched. Denver is just way in the dumps. So, I guess give me the Chargers?
Yeah, I think the Broncos want to keep that tank streak going to try to get the best overall pick they can. and the Chargers need a nice win to improve their stock before the playoffs. So.
Yeah, pending a really bad game by Herbert, it's hard to see Denver really scoring points here to give up with the Chargers. So give me LA. Next game, Los Angeles Rams going to Seattle. Okay, so this game is important for Detroit and Green Bay's sake because if Green Bay wins, they're in. But for Detroit to get in the playoffs, they need the Rams to beat the Seahawks. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting situation we got here. So pretty sure Baker's still playing for the Rams. They said Matt might be cleared to play. He might be cleared to play this game, but I don't think he's going to play. I don't know if there's a way Seattle can get in. I think they need like Detroit and Green Bay to tie or something crazy. I know that's not going to happen. So, if the Rams actually had Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald, I'd probably give them a good chance to win. But I think they fall short here at Seattle, and Seattle finishes with, I think, 9 wins?
That'll be 9 wins.
Okay, 9 wins. So, I think that's a pretty decent season for them.
Solid season for what everybody else thought. I thought they'd be a bottom feeder in the NFL this year. I do also think they beat up on the Rams. I think the Baker magic runs out a little bit, and Seattle gets a huge win. They'll go to 9-8. They have a decent season. All things considered, Geno Smith plays phenomenal, and let's see if they can keep building on it.
Yeah, got some good pieces there. Heading to the next game, Arizona at San Fran. Arizona's got some third string dude in.
Yeah.
D-Hop didn't even play last week. Arizona's, they're waving the white flag here.
Yeah.
As they have like a top 7 pick, I want to say.
Yep.
So give me San Fran. I think they'll win this game, and honestly, they could probably sit their starters at some point during this game.
Yeah.
So give me San Fran. I think they take care of business as they look ahead of the playoffs.
The Cardinals are done. The 49ers will beat them easily. I don't think it'll be a game for too long.
On to the final game of the regular season. Detroit heading to Green Bay. Big game for both teams. Detroit and Green Bay come off of big wins last week. Detroit beat them way earlier in the season when Rodgers threw like 3 interceptions, most of them coming in the red zone. Wow. So Green Bay wins and they get in, and they've won 4 straight. They were 4-8 and they've won 4 straight. So
can Detroit still get in if they win?
Yeah, they need to win, and the Los Angeles Rams have to beat the Seahawks.
Okay.
So, and this is all because the Lions lost to Carolina.
Oof.
So if they win that game, then this is a win and get in.
Right.
So that's why a lot of these games in December are pretty important. But getting back to this game, I think this would be a pretty good offensive scoring type of game. Detroit leads the league in like 30-plus point scored games, believe it or not, which is crazy. I think I'm going to pick Green Bay to come out with a big win. I think they get it done something like 28 or 27-24, as I think Green Bay keeps winning. But I think this will be, honestly, one of the best games of this week, for sure.
I could definitely see that. I'm going to pick the upset. I like the Lions to at least give themselves a chance. I like a huge, huge road win. Kill the Packers' chances of making the playoffs. Get a huge road win. See if you can make the playoffs in Lambeau Field. Jared Goff's been playing out of his mind. Detroit's been playing inspired football. They're carrying the hearts of every shattered Michigan fan.
Mm-hmm.
And they go into Lambeau, and I'll say they get a 7-point win.
Yeah, and I didn't look this up, but I think if Detroit wins, they end Green Bay's playoff hopes. And then I think if Seattle wins, then I think they would get in. That's just a big mess. I have no idea.
Right.
But this is the final week, and let's see what happens. Very curious to see how this all goes down Sunday. But some good matchups there, and hopefully no more injuries, man. I hope no more injuries happen.
I know that's right.
Want to see everyone's best players on the field, so we all get a pretty good playoff season coming up. So
Absolutely.
I think that'll about do it for the last week of the regular season. And yeah, but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that Bills-Bengals game, though.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think should happen. What happened in your guys' fantasy leagues with, our league in particular. Me and Brandon are playing in the championship, and I had a slim chance to come back and win. So we really don't know where to go with it. I was pretty much like, it's first or second. I'm fine with whatever. So we'll get it all figured out. But let me know what you guys are going to do to figure that out, how that'll get handled, and it'll be interesting to see what the NFL will do, because that was a huge game in terms of just seeding and overall placement. So,
I mean, you're talking the Bengals might win, then they could be the first seed. What if the Bills win? They would be the first seed.
See, that's what I mean. It's like,
there's a lot of important things that involved with that game.
That game kind of has to happen, but now it's like, when could it happen, right? With everything that happened. When could it possibly be played again?
Yeah, they already said not this week, so
right.
It's a very dicey situation.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think that'll do it for our coverage.
Yeah, that was a good little podcast as we come out of college football season, unfortunately, and we get into some winter sports. Got some basketball started. Sure, we'll cover some hockey when it comes back around. And we got the NFL last week of the regular season covered. And I think this was a good podcast. So, Made Our Wizard Sports Podcast, episode 59 is in the books.
59.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share your thoughts in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.